my name is Alexandra and my speech is called Morals Start in the Home. In the span of 1 year, Child Protective Services looked into the homes of 3.2 million children. Out of the 3.2, 2.5 million of the children were seen as non-victims, but a startling 686,000 were considered neglected and or abused. Out of that, it is estimated that 1,640 kids passed away correspondingly, according to The Atlantic. As a child, I had never felt safer in my own home. My little neighborhood seemed cut off from the rest of the world at times. I had my family, my dog, my friends, and that was all I needed. Our world seemed perfect. Little did I know that a whole different life was being lived just a few houses down. Something like this could happen to anyone you know at any time in your life, and I now realize the importance to spread awareness for kids who did not have it as lucky as I did growing up. The situation still haunts me today and caused me to question my morals because I did not step into someone's life that needed me most. She was a bright little girl around 4 years old and had big eyes that told us of her innocence. It just so happened that she lived in the house that we tended to stay away from. No kids went trick-or-treating there on Halloween, and when I took my dog for a walk, my pace always seemed to quicken when passing by. We had heard of bad things happening there, things a little girl like me had trouble swallowing. The house was a place of drug use and violence. My friends and I could often hear screams coming from their backyard, but we tried to brush it off. It was always just in the background, until one day it had struck my morals. The little girl who lived there had a history of walking over to mine and my neighboring friend's house and asking to play with us. Our parents would always politely shoo her away. They told us to not get mixed up with that family. I still wonder to this day if things would be different if I had offered to play with her, to get her out of the house for a bit. It didn't take long after a couple years of suspicion for the police to come. I remember seeing 4 cop cars surrounding the house, their lights flashing aggressively. There had been a drug bust, and they found felonious amounts of awful substances. After seeing the horrific scene, my thoughts were immediately flooded with the little girl. What happened? Is she okay? Where is she? Later on, the news struck that my neighbor had passed by on her bike and saw the girl teary-eyed sitting in the cop car. We knew what was going to happen next, and we were right. The girl was taken from her family for many years. My friends and I never really forgot about her. There was always the question in the back of my head, wondering if I could have done more. The activity that was going on a few houses down surprised me, although a couple years ago, a study done by the Minnesota government showed that 2.2% of Minnesota adults met criteria for drug use disorder. I never thought I would see it happen in my own neighborhood. Now a couple years have passed, and the little girl isn't so little anymore. She has to be around 11 years old, and she is back living in that house. Sometimes I see her walking her dog around the block, and it sends me back to when she used to visit us. My sense of guilt and empathy for the girl is overwhelming, and I constantly think about how she is doing, if she is all right in her home, and if there's anything I can do. My brain is constantly racked for the thought of if I could have done something more, and if I had made the right decision to stay away. I know my parents meant well. They often talked about how if I ended up playing with her, her parents would just start shipping her off to our house at any time so they could avoid responsibility. Their thoughts don't stop me from wondering how different it would have been if I had stepped in. Because of this experience, my eyes have been opened to the world of neglect that misfortunate children are often left to deal with every day. I realize that this happens every day, anywhere in the world, and I'm thankful for organizations like Child Protective Services who strive to end these common occurrences. But I know just as well that I can do my part from home. From now on, I will use my resources to contact the right authorities so the situation does not get out of hand Overall, my morals were deeply evaluated in this period of time because of the distress I saw a few doors down. The idea that I knew she was in an unstable home filled with paraphernalia, broken relationships, and things a little girl should never be expected to be exposed to. The fact that I watched her to be relocated in a cop car to a safer space, the reality of myself watching her grow up and turn into the girl she is today, proves to me what kind of person I want to be. It shows how much I wish to reach out to others. Because of this eye-opening experience, it caused me to take a step back and judge where I stood morally. I hope this brings other people down to earth as much as it did for me, and I hope that now others won't hesitate to cater to those who clearly are in need. It doesn't matter who they are, how big or small, or where they are. Sometimes people need other people to lean on. Thank you.